Good morning. It's Miss Clark back with another Making Words lesson for you. All right, today the letters you're going to need are E, F, G, I, N, and R. You can use magnetic letters or you can just use little pieces of paper like I did and write the letters, one letter on each piece of paper. You're also going to need some little pieces of paper like this to write our words on that we make for our sort later. Okay, and also something to write on and to write with. I have a whiteboard today and some whiteboard markers. You can do that, or you can just use a piece of paper and something to write with. Either way it works. Okay, so remember you need letters E, F, G, I, N, and R. You go ahead and get your letters ready and your materials, and I'll wait for you right here. All right, let's get started by taking two letters and making a word. The word is if. If. Hear the sounds? If. Now remember, we're going to do a slow check. We want to make sure we have these letters in the right place. If. If. We got it. Write the word if on one of your little pieces of paper and set it aside for your sort. You see the sunshine shining on my table this morning? It's nice to see the sunshine. It's going to snow later though. All right, now we have the word if. Change just one letter, and instead of if, make it say in. Hear the change? In. I need this sound right here now. In. Let's do that slow check. Make sure your letters are in the right place. In. Go ahead and write that word on one of your little pieces of paper, and you will have it for the sort later. Now, we have a two-letter word, in. Now we're going to make a three-letter word. Leave in right there. I want you to add one letter to in and make it say fin. Think about the sounds. Fin. Oh, I can hear it. I need that letter right there. All right, let's check it. In. Did you get it? I bet you did. All right, that word is fin, like there is a fin on the back of a shark. Go ahead and write fin on one of your little pieces of paper so you'll have it for the sort later. Just set that aside. Now, don't change anything here right now. We want to start with these letters. We're going to change only one of them. One of them's going to change. Instead of fin, it's going to say fig. Fig. I hear a change right there. Fig. Let's slow check that. Fig. I think I got it. A fig is a kind of fruit, like in a fig Newton cookie. Write that on one of your pieces of paper and set it aside for your word sort. Okay? All right. Now it says fig. Again, we're going to change only one sound, one letter and one sound. Instead of fig, make it say rig. Rig is another word for a big truck. It's called a big rig. Where does the sound change? Right there. Change it. And now we have rig. Remember, always do that slow check. Rig. Make sure they're all in the right place. This is the word rig. Write it on a piece of paper. Put it aside for our sort. Okay. Now, this is a three-letter word, rig. We're going to make a four-letter word out of it. Don't get rid of any of these letters. Just add one more and make it say ring. Ooh. Ring. Ring. That's a hard sound to hear right there, isn't it? But when I see these together, ing, there are my ing brothers. Ing. If you know that ing, when they're together, always say ing. You can say that whole part. All right. Go ahead and write the word ring on a piece of paper. Set it aside for our sort. Now we're going to do something kind of fun. You're going to use these same four letters, but you're going to change them into a new word. My new word is Grin. When you grin, it's a little smile on your face. G, g. Grin. Did you get it? Good job. Grin. I bet you are grinning because you got that word right. All right. Write the word grin on one of your little pieces of paper, okay? And set it aside for our sort. After you do that, I want you to change this back to one of the words we've already made. Change this back to the word thin. Thin. And check it. Thin. We don't have to write it again, do we? We already have the word thin on one of our cards. Now, we're going to change thin by adding a letter, making it a 4-letter word. Instead of thin, it's going to say fine. Hear that I change? It's saying its name. Fine. And we know we need a bossy E on the end to make that I say its name, don't we? Sometimes, most of the time. Fine. It is a fine day today with the sun shining. And I do have a silent E. Write the word fine on one of your pieces of paper. Don't forget that silent E. Put it aside, save it for our word sort. Now, you're going to change just one letter in the word fine. Instead of fine, it's going to say fire. Fire. I hear a change right there. Fire. Again, bossy, silent E, making I say I. Fire. Go ahead and write the word fire on one of your pieces of paper and set it aside to use in our sort. Now, all of these letters, all 6, go together to make our mystery word, and I'm going to give you a hint. Start with thin. That's the beginning of our mystery word. Okay, here's the word. Finger. Finger. I hear this first. And then I hear Now I'm looking at these 2 letters and I'm thinking, do I want it this way for Do I want it this way for Sometimes you have to think about what looks right. And something I know about words that you're going to know now because I'm going to share it. When you see ER at the end of a word together, they usually say They work together to do that. This would be finger. We need that E there. Finger. And write our last word down on your piece of paper. So we'll have it for our word sort. Finger. Okay, we are done with our letters now. By the way, you can hold on to these letters from any lesson and sit later on and try making different words with them. See if you can come up with some words that I didn't make that you can make out of these letters. It's possible. All right, let's do a sort. Let's get all your word cards in here. Now, remember, we've been saying there's more than one way to sort words. There's always more than one way. Okay? I think today my first sort, I'm going to go by beginning letter again. You know why? Because I see 2 right here that both begin with the same letter, and that gets me started. So let's put all the letters that words that begin with F, put them right in this row. I'm going to give you a minute to work on that. No, a few seconds. I'm not going to give you a minute. A minute will seem like forever on a video. Find the other words that have F at the very beginning and put them in this row. There they all are. Okay. What letter does this one start with? That's right, R. Do either of these start with R? Sure, this one does. So it belongs in that row. All begin with I, all begin with F, all begin with R, and here's our little out of sorts word. He just stays over on the side. He doesn't fit in our sort that we're doing today. Okay, so why don't you see if you can come up with another way to sort the words? You can do anything you want. Pause the video for just a minute and see if you can come up with a sort. And then have someone at home check you to see if you got all your words matching, either all beginning with the same letter or all ending with the same letter, or maybe a word pattern like the in words and the ig words. What can you find? Okay, so if you've done that, good job. Again, lots of different ways to sort words. I'm going to say, let's do this. I'm going to do a sort and see if you can figure out what my sort is. Okay, all of these words have a letter that these words do not have. Can you see what I did there? What letter do these words, every single one of them, have that these ones do not have? If you said G, you're correct. All right, so that's it for our sorts today. Now let's write some words using what we learned. You're going to want to have your word cards where you can see them. Get your paper, your whiteboard, whatever you've decided to write on today. And I want to tell you, if you know how to write the word fig, you know how to write this word, pig. Go ahead. P-ig. See the ig pattern that's in there? That's also in fig. Okay? Now, if you know how to write the word in, you know how to write the word twin. Say it slowly. Twin. In. See that in chunk right there that we know? So if you know in, you know how to write twin. And here's one more for today. If you know how to write the word ring, you know how to write the word bring. Bring. The first sound I hear, oh, here's a tricky one. We need a B. But sometimes we mistake them and we make a D by mistake. I want you to see this little word right here, bed. B-ed. See how it looks like a bed? There's the head of the bed, there's the foot of the bed, and you would lay right here and sleep. Your pillow would be right there. If you are just trying to decide is which way does it go? Think about a b-ed. B at the beginning, d at the end. So now let's write bring. Bring. That has that whole word ring right in it, doesn't it? Good job, boys and girls. That's it for today. Check back. I'll post some more.